Morning, everyone. I make that 11 o'clock, so I'm just going to give it a few more seconds in case people still need to join or grab a cup of tea. Okay, let's get started, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today as we prepare to launch this year's Fuel for Success campaign, now in its third year. We're absolutely thrilled to have such widely recognized, respected, and beloved restaurant brands joining the campaign. Some of you are returning restaurant partners, and some are joining us for the first time this year, and you are all so welcome. We'll be recording the session today so that the link can be shared with anybody who isn't able to join us. My name's Laura Colgan. I'm Senior Corporate Partnerships Manager at Magic Breakfast, and I'll be your host this morning. Joining me is Jan Jempson, one of our school engagement partners, and you'll be hearing from her shortly as well. To kick off today's event, we'd like to play you a short 2-minute video just to set the scene and to tell you a little bit about why Magic Breakfast exists.
Picture this, the comforting warmth of toast or eggs, the delicious satisfaction of porridge and fruit. Breakfast has the incredible power to set the tone for our day, providing us with the energy we need to tackle any challenge ahead. Now, imagine a different reality, a reality where millions of children and young people across the UK are at risk of beginning their mornings without the nourishment and embrace of breakfast. They step into school unprepared to learn, unable to fulfill their potential. This sobering truth is what drives us at Magic Breakfast to make a difference. We are here to offer a healthy breakfast that helps unlock the boundless potential within every child. In many households, low wages and high expenses reign supreme, leaving families unable to provide even the most basic necessities. But we know that to rise above the clutches of poverty, children need a strong safety net, and school breakfasts are the threads that weave that net. We've seen through our work the profound link between breakfasts and better outcomes in schools. From the earliest days of primary education to the challenges of exam season, there is a clear connection between academic success and a good breakfast. Today, we invite you to join us in our quest. It's time to be a part of our magic and ensure no child or young person is too hungry to learn.
Today, there are 3 million children and young people in the UK who are too hungry to learn. That's 1 in 5 children at risk of hunger every morning. A hungry child cannot concentrate, putting them at risk of missing out on vital hours of education each morning. And the issue becomes even more pressing when it comes to the exam season. A study by Leeds University found that students who said they rarely ate breakfast achieved nearly 2 grades lower in their GCSEs than those who often ate breakfast. At Magic Breakfast, we believe no child should ever be too hungry to learn. Our mission is to remove morning hunger as a barrier to learning, and we do this by providing healthy, nutritious breakfasts to over 200,000 school children across the UK each morning, giving them the fuel they need to learn, face exams, and achieve their full potential. We partner with primary, secondary, special education needs schools, and pupil referral units in communities with high economic need, and our provision is barrier and stigma-free so that no child misses out. We know our model works because 78% of our partner schools tell us that Magic Breakfast provision has made a positive impact on pupils' attendance and punctuality. 81% say that they see an improvement in pupils' behaviour, and 96% believe that breakfast has a positive impact on pupils' concentration in class. This exam season, Magic Breakfast is calling on you, our wonderful restaurant partners, to join us in our fight against morning hunger. By adding £1 to your customers' bills throughout the campaign, you will be actively supporting children and young people in your restaurants' communities across the UK as they face the daunting prospect of sitting crucial exams on an empty stomach. It costs just 28p to provide a healthy breakfast for a hungry child, which means that every £1 added to your customers' bills this summer will be enough to provide at least 3 children with a nutritious breakfast and the support they need to be at their best this exam season. Since Fuel for Success started in 2019, with the exclusion of a couple of years when the campaign didn't go ahead for obvious reasons, our restaurant partners have collectively raised over £167,000. That's enough to provide nearly 600,000 breakfasts. This year, with your help, we hope to reach many more. This week, you'll be receiving your very own Fuel for Success media pack. This includes a press template, social media tiles, suggested copy, case studies, and more. We've also got some exciting moments built into the campaign social media calendar, including confirmed support and engagement from some of our celebrity supporters, as well as widely recognized Instagram accounts. We can't wait to tell our supporters and communities about the great work our partner restaurants are doing to support our work this exam season. And we would love for you to use these resources to engage with the campaign in any way that you can, whether that's via social media, by putting some information on your bill slips, talking to customers, and to help us to raise awareness for Fuel for Success and the issue of child morning hunger. We're very lucky to be joined today by Jan Jempson, one of our valued engagement partners, who's going to tell you a little bit about how far your support will go this exam season.
And good morning, and I'd like to join Laura in thanking you very much for being here. It's really important for us. So as an engagement partner at Magic Breakfast, I have the lovely job of visiting schools to help staff identify ways to roll out a hunger-focused provision with no barrier of cost or stigma. This usually means a free offer of food for all children. Many of our children are on what's called the beige diet of fried or processed, high-fat, high-salt food with sugary snacks in between. Magic Breakfast works with the schools to provide a variety of healthy breakfast products, hoping to familiarise these children with food that is low sugar, low salt with high fibre and varying textures. So we provide a variety of bakery, 8 different types of cereal, porridge, beans and milk. Schools are fully on board with improving children's diets, and many go the extra mile, like the kitchen manager Pascal at Rye Oak Primary, who used to be a chef in high-end restaurants and has brought her passion and skills to school food. She sources the best quality ingredients, steadily introduces new textures and tastes, and offers cookery lessons to disengaged children struggling in the classroom. She said, "The children enjoy all my food because it is coming from my heart and it is all given with love." Service logistics. So just as you have to work out how to use the layout of your spaces to the best advantage, I work with the schools to decide how they present the food to as many children as possible without barriers of location or creating stigma. This means that many of our schools have multiple layers of provision. A good example of this is St Michael's VA Primary in Norfolk. The head wanted the food to appeal to all the children. Those who want to go and play outside have a grab-and-go station at the gate. Those who want to sit and talk or engage in art activities go into the canteen breakfast. Special needs children are given a quiet nurture breakfast with support staff, and the grown-up Year 6s have their own independent station to toast and prepare their food. This is so popular that they now run into school as soon as the gates open. Secondaries will often have a canteen offer, but also lots of grab and go for the too cool to sit and eat students, with nurture breakfasts and independent sixth form provisions. Staffing. You may be aware, perhaps similarly to the food service industry, schools are experiencing high levels of staffing shortages due to budget cuts for the schools. Feeding the whole school at breakfast can depend on 2 or 3 support staff paid an extra half hour to prepare heaps of bakery every day. On visits though, I find that these staff are beaming, really proud and happy to be able to feed the children, because they know how much they need it. My favourite way of supporting staff is through asking children to be breakfast monitors. Like the prefect system, this is a great way to boost the children's esteem and gives them a sense of being valued and part of the community. The children are rewarded with badges and certificates that we provide the school. In Foresters Primary in Sutton, a breakfast monitor job description is given out. The children have to submit an application and are actually interviewed for the role. In Clacton Coastal Secondary Academy in Essex, they have included 2 very vulnerable students onto the actual breakfast staff team. They help the staff, but also now chat to the other students while they make them a cup of tea. Comfort. Another problem that our vulnerable families are facing is housing shortages in areas with limited affordable housing. I'm sure we all have some knowledge of that. This means overcrowding is common, with families living in 1-bedroom flats, even sadly families in just 1 room. This means there is limited space to prepare or tidy away food, with no tables and not even communal spaces for the families to eat in. On home visits, staff say the children are often eating off a plate with their hands while sitting on the floor in their bedroom. Schools are working hard to support children in developing the physical and social skills needed at shared meal times, saying that even in secondary they have discovered students who can't use their cutlery well. Staff use the breakfast and lunch times to let the children sit at tables, learn to pour the cereal and milk in the right quantities, toast and spread their own bakery, and interact politely. The staff don't want these children to be stigmatised by their lack of experience of eating with others when they're out in public or go on as adults to eat in restaurants and so on. Themes. Just like many restaurants, schools think about how they can make the eating experience for the children as enjoyable as possible. Just as restaurants create different atmospheres and have themes to enhance the eating experience, so do our breakfast provisions. Staff want the children to feel cared for and valued, so they put a lot of thought into the layout and presentation. Many of them use pretty tablecloths. One school I visited has a vase of flowers on the table each morning. They choose colourful child-friendly bowls and cutlery and put up great displays. One school canteen is fully decorated like a hall in a Harry Potter school. It's absolutely brilliant. One school head insisted the bakery was put into wicker picnic baskets in the classroom with gingham napkins, just as though the children were on a lovely family picnic. Some schools favour lively interactive clubs, knowing that the children have often been cramped in their flats without a garden or access to somewhere to play. Many a time I've had to join in a wake and shake or a dance routine with the children, once in front of the actor Russell Tovey, a wonderful supporter of ours. Some favour allowing the children to play with toys because they don't have access to many toys at home. So they're given huge bags of Lego, sandpits, board games, or games on the iPads because again they don't have access to much technology at home. One infant school, aware of the very chaotic start in many of their family homes, welcomed the children into class with lamps on instead of harsh overhead lighting, with gentle music playing and the welcome of the lovely toasted bagels and bowls of cereal that await them. The benefit of all of this. So this image of the pyramid represents Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And this tells us that our physiological needs, which are those of food, shelter and warmth, are the widest base of the pyramid, because without meeting these needs, we can't attain our higher levels of development and potential. In order for our disadvantaged and potentially hungry children to have the same chances in life, they need to have a level playing field. That's why during the exam period, many schools insist that all the children come in for breakfast together. The staff are then certain that they are there on time, they've had something healthy to eat, they've had a drink, they have got all of their equipment, and they're in the right frame of mind to focus. They haven't stumbled out of a chaotic, crowded home into an exam without even having had a drink or food. The money you help us to raise will make sure these children can fulfil their potential throughout the year, and especially during the exam period, providing this vital foundation in the pyramid of needs, allowing them to grow towards their higher aspirations in life. I'd like to end with telling you that in a school I visited recently, where they had just begun a wonderful new breakfast club for all, a child said, "We don't ever go to restaurants, but I think if I did, it would be just like this." Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you so much, Jan. And thank you from all of us at Magic Breakfast to everybody on this call and to all of the restaurants taking part in this year's campaign. To all of your teams across the UK, thank you for joining us this exam season in our fight against child morning hunger. Your support will help to raise much needed funds and awareness at a time when Fuel for Learning is of vital importance, as thousands of disadvantaged children in your restaurants' local communities and across the UK sit down to potentially life-changing exams. Before we finish up, Jan and I would love to answer any questions that you might have. So there's a Q&A box down at the bottom. Anything about our work, anything about some of the insight that Jan's kindly provided today, anything on the logistical side or the comms or the campaign or anything else, we'd love to answer those questions now. I'll give it a couple of minutes just in case anybody wants to write in the box. But if not, I know that everyone in this call is in touch with either myself or Chloe Campbell or B. Sayer, and will be your main point of contact throughout the campaign, here to help throughout and beyond. So please don't hesitate to reach out at any point as well. Okay, I think seems like everybody's good. So thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We really appreciate it. And once again, for taking part in this year's Fuel for Success. We really appreciate you so much. Have a great day and wonderful campaign. Take care.
Thank you very much. Bye.